What is going on, everybody? My name is Kneeckoh, and welcome back to another Pokemon Scarlet Violet VGC moveset guide video. Today, we are finally talking about the last of the Loyal 3, that being MUNKIDORI, arguably the worst of the Royal 3. Well, the Loyal? I said Royal. Loyal 3? I don't know if this is the worst or not. It's a very weird Pokemon with not as much going for it as I was hoping it would have. But I have a handful of movesets here that I think might be useful in a competitive setting if you're just trying to take this thing on the ladder and have some fun with it. So if this is your first time here on the channel, make sure you are subbed for more videos like this in the future, and let me know in the comments below, do you like MUNKIDORI from a design standpoint? Because I think it's the least liked of all of them, but let's get into it. Alright, so I have 4 separate MUNKIDORI sets here, and I don't know how good these are going to be in practice. I think with certain teammates, they might be able to do some stuff, right? So I have MUNKIDORI here. I've got a Life Orb variation here, and honestly, I think Toxic Chain is just the best. Frisk you can get some value out of on the ladder, but I just think Toxic Chain is just better. It's just all around better for this particular Pokemon. This one is a Life Orb set. Like I said, you have access to Fake Out, Parting Shot, things like that. Life Orb could be changed for, this Pokemon. This Pokemon's so weird. I mean, honestly, throw like a Citrus Berry on it, maybe? I don't know. But like, you have Fake Out, you have Sludge Bomb, you have Psychic, and you have Parting Shot. The real thing with this is it's just going to be out there to be annoying. It's going to go out, Fake Out, Parting Shot stuff, maybe do some damage here or there. It's just going to be an annoying little Pokemon to deal with. I think arguably this is the worst of the 3 that, well, the 4 that I've built. The second one is more of just like hit hard, hit fast type deal. You have Sludge Bomb, Psychic, Fake Out, and Terra Blast. Now, the reason you have Terra Blast on this particular MUNKIDORI is you are a ground Terra type. And the reason you're a ground Terra type is because if you come across a Heatran with MUNKIDORI and you don't have ground Terra Blast or don't have Focus Blast on your MUNKIDORI, you're not going to hit that thing for any damage and it's going to bop you. So I have a ground Terra type here to Terra at ground and hit things very hard with Terra Blast. So it's an option. It's there. You can do things with MUNKIDORI. Yeah, that's just kind of where I'm at with this Pokemon. Now, this one's kind of interesting. It is an Assault Vest variant. I think staying Poison Terra typing most of the time is going to be your best bet to just maximize the amount of damage that you could do. This one just takes more of those special attack that you don't necessarily want from like a Flutter Mane. Allows you to sit in front of a lot of stuff like Heatran as well and take more damage and be able to dish it out. This one, like I mentioned, has Focus Blast. The reason it has Focus Blast is to deal with that Heatran. You could swap that out for Terra Blast and change it to a ground Terra once again, but just an option there for doing a lot of damage here with this Pokemon. Now, I find Sludge Wave to be the most interesting option for this Pokemon, right? I think Sludge Wave could actually prove to be very good. It is a spread move that can, you know, possibly land poison with the Toxic Chain. So you have like a 40% chance, right? Because you have 30% chance of badly poisoning with Toxic Chain, and then you have 10% chance to poison with Sludge Wave, right? So I think this could be pretty interesting on the right team, especially if you put this next to like a telepathy user. Maybe put this next to something like a Rangaroo, and then use Instruct and do multiple rounds of Sludge Wave. That could be something that's kind of interesting to goof around with. Not too sure how it would work in practice, but it's something to consider. The final one is just a Choice Spec set. I think throw this next to something like a Chi-Yu and just do big damage. You have Psychic, you have Sludge Wave, Sludge Bomb, Shadow Ball, just to hit stuff really hard. You can swap this out for a Choice Scarf as well and throw it next to Chi-Yu and just do crazy amounts of damage, but that's just kind of the route that you're going with this particular Pokemon, is trying to do as much damage as possible, be a little bit annoying, and get it out of there, because it's just, it's kind of whatever, right? It's weird. So Pokemon that I think would be fun to put this next to, like I already mentioned, I think Chi-Yu is a really solid option just because you're lowering those special defenses and allowing that Pokemon to do a ton more damage. So I think Chi-Yu is a pretty solid partner. Any Steel type Pokemon is going to be very good. Looking at like Goldango or something, or Hoodra, stuff like that is going to be really solid next to MUNKIDORI, because a lot of them are going to try and run that Sludge Wave. It's your only real spread move that's going to be able to try and get that Toxic Chain off. So having a Steel type that cannot be hit by a Poison type attack is very valuable for a Pokemon like MUNKIDORI. So for that reason, I think Steel types are going to be really good next to it. Other stuff is just going to be good stuff, like throwing Iron Hands next to it, throwing, you know, Flutter Mane next to it, just things like that can be pretty solid, just to kind of give it the backup that it needs. But yeah, this Pokemon's just very, very interesting. So Pokemon that you don't want to see if you're playing a Munkidori. First and foremost, Heatran. Like I mentioned, you have to rely on either a Terra Blast or Focus Blast to deal with Heatran effectively as Munkidori, unless you can force it to Terra before using Munkidori. So for that reason, you need to be very cautious with Heatran because it just Earth powers you and you're in a very bad way. So Heatran does cause problems for this particular Pokemon. Like Flutter Mane's gonna cause issues for this Pokemon. Like, gosh, I want to like this Pokemon, I really do, but it's very, very mediocre. Shadow Ball is gonna cause problems for this. It's gonna hit you really hard. You do have the ability to like Sludge Bomb for super effective damage into Flutter Mane, but if you're not running Scarf, Flutter Mane's always outspeeding you, so you got to be very careful about that for sure. Just something to note in that regard. Chien-Pao's another one that's problematic for you simply because of the fact that it can hit you for super effective damage and you really can't hit it with your Psychic type moves. That is definitely something to note. It also is outspeeding you. Munkidori, the one thing it has going for it is its really high special attack and its speed, right? Both of those stats are really solid. However, it's still just not that fast. I think, like, if you consider the fact that, like, Mouse Hold is faster. I think Meowscarada also is faster. Meowscarada is faster. So there's just a bunch of Pokemon that just outspeed you, even though you have a decent speed stat. So you got to be super careful about how you play with Munkidori. You got to be very, very cautious about the setup with this particular Pokemon. So Chien-Pao, again, hits you for super effective damage. Can't be hit by your Psychic type moves. Got to be very cautious around a Chien-Pao. Another one, we're actually seeing a bit of play on this Pokemon. It hasn't been around for a while, but King Gambit is actually slowly seeing a comeback. I've seen it a fair bit on Showdown Ladder. King Gambit, you're not hitting this with Psychic. You're not hitting this with Poison. You do not like this Pokemon. King Gambit is a big problem for Munkidori. So you do have to be very cautious about that one in particular. So that is Munkidori. Honestly, I don't have a ton to say about this Pokemon because it's just so It's like it's just, there's not a whole lot that this Pokemon does. It does well that, like, I'm like, oh, this is clearly its goal. It's clearly what it's going to be used for. The big thing that I wish this Pokemon got, it would be busted. I'm not lying to you when I say that it would be busted. But if it got Expanding Force, could you imagine with that speed tier and that amount of special attack, could you imagine if this thing got Expanding Force with Stab and Toxic Chain? Gosh, that would be the saving grace of this particular Pokemon, but unfortunately, that is just not the case. It's just not something that we have for Munkidori, so it is something to be a little bit disappointed about in that regard. I do think it'd be busted, and it makes sense why it doesn't have it, but I was just so hopeful with the return of Expanding Force and the Move Tutor that we would get something like that for Munkidori to make it just an absolute menace to society, but that is going to be it for this video, guys. Let me know in the comments below your thoughts on Munkidori. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like and sub for more videos like this in the future. Also, be sure to check out the Discord. People over there hanging out, playing Pokemon all the time. And if you want to see anything else from me, check out any of the videos that you see here on screen. But until next time, peace.